So welcome to the opening of our 41st Members and Friends exhibition. And this exhibition celebrates the achievements of our vibrant artistic community. We are delighted that over 130 artists are participating this year. And I'd like to congratulate each and every one of you for your work and for your participation in this special exhibition. This year's exhibition holds unique significance as it coincides with two major milestones: the 40th anniversary of the West Cork Arts Centre and the 10th anniversary of Uillinn, which is our dedicated home for contemporary arts in West Cork. When I'm thinking about 40 years of West Cork Arts Centre and a decade in our purpose-built building, I'm struck by the depth of connection between art, place and people. West Cork Arts Centre was founded in 1985 by a group of visionary artists and community members who saw the transformative potential for the arts in West Cork. And that spirit still drives us today. From the early days in the Sutherland Centre, North Street, where the very first Members and Friends exhibition took place, to the vibrant creative hub we now call Uillinn, our journey has been one of resilience, vision and above all community. The 41st Members and Friends exhibition this year is a living archive of that journey, featuring artists who've been with us from the start, such as Brian Lawler, Pat Connor, Kevin O'Farrell, Colleen Murray, Jim Turner, and newer voices like Mauro Donovan and Charlie DeLacy. Each piece tells a story of West Cork's dynamic and ever-evolving creative identity. When I was appointed director in 2001, the idea of a new purpose-built space was still a dream, one that we would spend the next decade bringing to life. The design and development of Uillinn, which was completed in 2015, was the result of tireless dedication from board members, our amazing staff team, artists, architects, designers, engineers, our funders, and the wider community. It is quite literally a building that art built. Our design team envisaged Uillinn as an active cultural space, not precious or ornamental, but robust, open and alive. Drawing on the textures and tones of the West Cork landscape, with curtain steel, cedar, concrete and lime render, it responds to the light and the elements. It was designed to be a new kind of public space, an intersecting cluster of working rooms and studios around the central courtyard, echoing the old town patrons of street, archway, backlands and water. The silo-like tower is now a familiar landmark, visible from the surrounding hills and townlands. A beacon for creativity, or as one artist puts it, a rusty battery that powers connection and creativity. So more than just a building, Uillinn has enabled us to expand what's possible. We now host artists and residents from Ireland and abroad. We provide year-round programming for schools, families, community groups, and offer flexible spaces for performance, film and dance. Our education and health-based programs engage people of all ages, from children to older adults, fostering connection through creativity. We're delighted to introduce new awards and opportunities as part of the Members and Friends exhibition for 2025. These include the Morgan O'Driscoll Fine Art Auctioneers Award, the Canuck Exhibition Award and our own Uillinn Studio Residency. These prizes are about recognising excellence, but they also reaffirm our belief that art flourishes where it's nurtured, shared and celebrated together. Major thanks to Morgan and the board of Canuck for their support. It is very much appreciated. West Cork has long been a magnetic pull for creative people, drawn by the landscape, the light and the rich cultural life of the region. Uillinn and the West Cork Arts Centre are a vital part of that pull. What we've created here couldn't exist anywhere else. is deeply rooted in this place, shaped by its community and open to the world. That's what makes it so special, and why the story of the arts in West Cork is far from finished. It's now my great pleasure to invite Gerald O'Brien to say a few words. Gerald is a founding member and a former board member of West Cork Arts Centre, and has been a steadfast supporter of the centre for over the 40 years. So thank you, Gerald.
Thank you, Anne, for asking me. I won't keep it too long, and this is the man to open. Okay, it's the 41st member show, but there was an annual art exhibition running for every year with the Welcome Home Festival prior to that. And it is true that the original gallery on North Street and the one we're in now, it did grow out of the annual show, known as the member show, of which this is the 41st. Now, we were extremely fortunate to get the ground floor accommodation of the former provincial bank up on North Street, which was acquired when the bank no longer needed it. It was required by the Vocational Educational Committee, and the Arts Society, the West Cork Arts Centre, was very fortunate to get the ground floor accommodation at a very moderate annual lease. Now, the first proper in the premises on North Street was 1985. But there had been one before that, and the West Cork Arts Centre was constituted prior to that. But its rise was remarkably rapid, because within 2 years, 1987, the first of the Living Landscape annual shows was mounted there, and that show ran for 10 shows from 1987 to 1996, and that really established the national profile for the arts in Skibbereen. Now, in preparation for this, I was looking back over my notes, and the level of artistic activity in August 1992 was incredible. We had the Living Landscape in North Street, we had Terry Searle hanging in the Abbastrewery Hall, and at the same time, we had a wonderful show in the Boathouse, the late Mrs. Margaret Warren, in the Boathouse in Castletownshend, some miles down the road. So even it was obvious there certainly was a demand for a new premises. And that came in 2012, but I think it wasn't up until 2015, wasn't it? And this is the 10th anniversary of this building. It has been a great pleasure for me to be associated with it. And I'll be quite honest, I was functioning for about 3 years before I found my artistic eyes, such as they are. And I think the breakthrough came. I did notice that every month or 6 weeks there would be a new show, and they would be entirely unrelated, the material. So that's how it penetrated me. Thank you very much for coming, and I wish it another 40 years.
So it's my great pleasure now to welcome Councillor Brendan McCarthy to officially open the Members and Friends 2025 exhibition. Brendan serves on Cork County Council, an organisation that has supported the development of our building for the arts, not only through grant funding, but also with invaluable technical expertise and assistance. In addition, as chair of the Skibbereen Arts Festival, Brendan has long been a passionate advocate for local arts and artists. So please welcome Councillor Brendan.
For me, August, Anne, agus There's this unordned slot dumsa of anseo an of live on the sponsor show Oscars and another day in Skibbereen. I'm honoured to be here today on this special day of special anniversaries to open the Friends and Members exhibition for 2025. When I got the email from Anne a few weeks ago, I read it as being an invite as from the Arts Festival or whatever for coming to the exhibition, and I got down to the bottom and I realised it was actually asking me to open the exhibition. So it really is an honour for me to be asked, so thanks very much to Anne and the board of Uillinn for that. I remember the West Cork Arts Centre up in North Street. I got art lessons there as a child in the 1980s, as did many of us in Skibbereen. I don't really remember a time in Skibbereen when there wasn't an art centre or the West Cork Arts Centre, and it's very hard to imagine here 40 years on Skibbereen without the West Cork Arts Centre. I want to commend the people who showed tremendous foresight to set up this in Skibbereen 40 years ago, and a good few of them are here today, and many of them are very much still involved in the arts in West Cork. I think it's so great to have the Arts Centre for West Cork situated in Skibbereen. As we all know, West Cork is a mecca and a haven for the arts and artists, and having this wonderful facility in Skibbereen really focuses all this positive artistic influence on our town. No offence to people from other towns, but I was here 10 years ago when this wonderful building was officially opened by Cllr on the Hair and Micheál D. Uillinn, and this building really has generated much debate in Skibbereen and the surrounds before and since then. You know, you have what do you think of the Arts Centre building? And this kind of, I don't know what to make of it now, but the building certainly was a big, massive shift in design at the heart of Skibbereen, and the rusty exterior was and is a topic of much discussion, but I've always said that I think the building is fantastic, striking, unique, it stands out, it's a landmark building, an architectural statement. You often find yourself, as Anne alluded to there a while ago, from inside the building you can see different parts of Skibbereen, but even being around Skibbereen, inside in the market there, or the farmer's market, you get out of the car and you go, oh, there's Uillinn now. You have a different perspective of this building. It's like the new secondary school up there. You find yourself, you can see it from everywhere around town. And I've always said that I'm delighted that it's in the heart of Skibbereen town and not the envy of us here in Skibbereen if it was in Bantry or Clonard or any other town in West Cork. I was a member of Skibbereen Town Council for 10 years from 2004 to 2014, when in a very retrograde step, town councils were abolished across Ireland. I always said that one of my main objectives then was to support the arts and to support festivals. I grew up in the pub trade, and we always had music in our pubs, from here in Dillon's Corner, around the corner, Brendan McCarthy's bar as it was then, to Declan McCarthy's in Baltimore, to Nolan's in Union Hall. I play music myself as a result of seeing music live in pubs and exposure to that strand of the arts. I innately developed a graw for all forms of the arts and naturally wanted to promote the arts in every way I could. And now, as a newly co-opted member of Cork County Council, this commitment and support to the arts is very much still to the forefront of what I do. Cork County Council has a fantastic arts department and arts officer, Ian McDonough, who's a great supporter of the arts throughout the county and particularly here in West Cork. I'm also principal of Union Hall National School, and I want to commend the role that West Cork Arts Centre plays with schools in West Cork as part of their myriad of programmed annual events. Our school has partaken in projects over the years here, where the school children get to come in here, and also the artist gets to visit the local school, so it's a win-win for all involved. A great experience for everyone. I want to take this opportunity to pay tribute to one of Skibbereen's finest, an art centre in himself, Mr. Gerald O'Brien. Am I right? I could employ you in the school during as soon as you start talking, everyone shuts up. And here a pin drop, and I'd listen to him all day talking. I've known Gerald all my life, and he's a person with so much knowledge of absolutely everything. I could listen to Gerald speak all day long. His historical information just flows out of him. His memory is unbelievable. But then you listen to him recently talking to Cara Bell and a few of her transition year students in Sacred Heart Community or Convent in Clonakilty on their podcast, and you hear him talk about music and the arts and T.S. Eliot and David Hockney, and you realise that there's so much more to this man than history. He had a milestone birthday recently, and I think it's so fitting that he's here today as the special guest, as a founding member. Gerald truly is an amazing Skibbereen person, and I'm honoured, and we all are, to be in your presence, Gerald. Thank you. I'm here today launching this exhibition mainly, I think, as a result of my role as chairperson of Skibbereen Arts Festival. And Davern is the member of our board for many years now, she's the secretary, I'm the chairperson. And West Cork Arts Centre has obviously been a huge component of our festival since its inception in 2009. Both organisations, I think, have grown together. Skibbereen Arts Festival has grown from humble beginnings to now being one of the biggest arts festivals, I think, definitely outside of the cities in Ireland. The Arts Council, Cork and the Council Arts Department are very supportive of us. Arts Festival Week, I would say, is probably the busiest week in Uillinn every year as well. So we've definitely recognised and promoted the vital role that the arts play in the cultural fabric of West Cork and the importance of the arts for us all in terms of mental health and in so many other positive ways. Some people might think that the arts is a bit highbrow or kind of not for them, but I think Skibbereen Arts Festival definitely from day one has tried to make the arts accessible for everybody. And I think we've succeeded in that. We also showcase the local artists very much in our programme every year, as much as possible. Many of those are integrally involved with Uillinn and the West Cork Arts Centre. And then of course we have the national and the international artists on top of that. So to conclude, I think the idea of an annual Friends and Members exhibition is a wonderful concept and great that it happens this time of year, June weekend, the start of the wonderful summer season here in West Cork. I hope it'll continue well into the future. The prizes on offer from Morgan O'Driscoll, from Connacht down in beautiful Union Hall, I see Paul up there in the balcony, and from Uillinn are excellent prizes this year, as well as the hampers sponsored by Strand Framing, Wild Atlantic Framing, and the great Cllr London's bookshop across the way. I wish the exhibition every success and everyone in it, and best of luck to Uillinn for many more years in the future.